My daughter died in my arms.
Sometimes women, moms, dads, families are faced with very, very tough situations. They are given a diagnosis that their baby won't live. And what we try to do at Choices are help these people navigate that time from when they get the diagnosis till when their baby is born. One of the couples that we helped through this situation recently was Danny and Melissa Phillips. They were trying to get pregnant for a while, and I know that they were so excited to get the news that they were pregnant.
It didn't take long before we shared our fun news with our family and friends. We were so excited to get to see our baby on the monitor, and we wanted to know if we were going to have a boy or girl, and we found out we were having a little girl. So we went home that night and over the weekend and began to dream of pink and getting to decorate the nursery. And then it wasn't until that next Monday morning we got a phone call.
When I first heard the news that Abigail had a condition that would be fatal, I absorbed it.
I felt numb, just didn't know what to think or what to feel really. It was just such a shock. It was just difficult to understand why this was happening. I feared, was there something that I did?
A lot of people would ask us, why don't we just abort? Why carry her the whole 9 months, or the whole 9 months?
Yeah.
It was never an option.
Women with an adverse diagnosis with their pregnancy do better over the long run if they don't terminate. They do better allowing the baby to grow and to live as long as it will. The grief is shown in studies not to be as intense as if they take their own baby's life.
And in those early days, I remember asking God if it wouldn't be better to take our baby early. I just couldn't imagine carrying her full term and then losing her so quickly after she was born. But He quickly just reassured me and spoke in my heart that that was not going to be His plan, and He had a much better plan to bless us.
When Danny and Melissa came to see us at Choices that first time, I was so struck about, first of all, how much in love they were with each other.
I think Danny started off talking and just kind of expressed just being very confused.
You could see as the appointment went on, he just, was excited to see Abigail on the sonogram machine, and you could just see he was just had hope. And he told us later, as he walked to the car, he floated. It was, he'd felt so much pressure lifted off of his shoulders that day.
We love to tell people about the kind of support and connection that we have with the volunteers at Choices. We really feel like we have new friends, like family there, that they have come alongside of us and loved us and encouraged us so deeply.
Well, we just felt like we had been embraced by the Lord Himself, in their arms.
We were watching Abby move on the monitor and watching her yawn, and she had the hiccups, I think, that day. And they just joined right in with us in oohing and cooing over her cute, chubby little arms and legs, and just they enjoyed her with us.
This is a baby that you can be just as proud of, that you can love just as much.
She has a life and a purpose and something to offer.
And it is very important for us as a hospice team to make these lives just as valuable as any other life.
They were available to us anytime we just needed to talk.
They're going through all this medical testing and this whole process, and in that, you can really lose the patient and just focus on the process.
It was just very evident to us that we were around people who genuinely cared about what they were doing and loved Abigail and loved us.
We offer them bonding sonograms. They can bring their family in. It's just a time that they can celebrate the life of their child. They can see their child moving.
We had such great support from our friends from Choices to help us think through how to maximize our time with her, how to make the most of those moments. So we chose to do fun things together. We went on a Ferris wheel ride and ate hot dogs and ice cream, and I would talk to her just as I went about normal day-to-day things and tell her all about her daddy and our garden in the backyard.
On the day that Abby was born, Danny got out his Bible and he read to Abigail the story of Abigail. And it was just absolutely the most beautiful thing to see him tell her about why she was named that name.
I think for those 8.5 days, she never once didn't have hands or lips on her. You know? Arms wrapped around her.
God honors families that make this decision.
She blessed the hearts and the lives of everyone who came into contact with her. I've seen relationships reconciled. I've seen people praise the Lord who didn't know the Lord.
And he used Abigail to teach them things that they didn't know.
Everybody's focus and attention was on what was important, and it was the life of another. It was Abigail. Everybody's focus and attention was off themselves, and it was on another human being. That's love. And that brought people together.
Through all that, Danny decided to go to seminary, and he is in seminary now. And I think it's because of what God showed them and taught them through Abigail.
And it just seemed like every hour that continued that we had her with us just seemed like another gift.
8.5 days, 30 minutes, an hour is not a waste. It's a lifetime.
God blessed us so richly through the life of our baby, and her time on earth was short, relatively, only 8.5 days, but her entire lifetime, the pregnancy that we had to carry her those 9 months, plus those 8.5 days, changed our lives.